So, Record of Ragnarok, huh? Well, if you know about it and have seen season 1 already, you're probably living out a big sigh of pure unadulterated disappointment right now. Am I right? Don't worry about it, I'm with you on that one, but look, there is hope over the horizon with how insanely well season 2 has been performing on Netflix so far. Deservedly so, but we'll talk about this later in the video. We're bound to have much more to eat in the coming years because the manga only gets better. So, where could it go so wrong when the source material is so damn strong, you may ask? Well, let's dig into it together, shall we? What was so bad about season 1? And was it actually so bad? Well, yes it was. I'm not going a bit around the bush, I literally dropped it halfway through when it first came out.
I don't want to play with you anymore.
And let's just say I was far from the only one. A quick glance at the anime review landscape will tell you all there is to know. The main gripe people have with season 1 is the somewhat lazy animation and the pacing during the fights themselves. The sludge fest we were served was so slow that to most people it felt like we were watching a PowerPoint presentation. Images panning in and out of frame and literal still shots for what felt like minutes at a time were rampant, killing all possible tension and making the fights feel endless and excruciatingly tedious to watch. Of course, it wasn't all bad, but this pacing issue really cast a huge shadow on the whole season. The highlight for me was hands down Adam vs Zeus because it really had it all. The stakes and the gravity were clear, the great power dynamic of Adam mimicking Zeus's every attack, and the overall symbolism of it all. The creator fighting his very own original creation, the original human putting his life on the line to protect his children. It just felt so cool, but of course the manga did it better, yada-da-da. The worst part was without a doubt the Thor vs Lubu fight. My god, it was an actual snooze fest. I was yelling at my screen sometimes for any of them to actually launch an attack in under 5 minutes. It was unbelievably frustrating to watch. Which sucks, because it's literally the very first fight of the show and it truly took me completely out of the anime, and I only powered through it the second time because season 2 was about to drop. Poseidon vs Kojiro was filled with the right emotions, but the execution was the same as the rest of the fights. Kojiro really is the highlight here for sure, and his backstory was sensational. All in all, I honestly wouldn't recommend season 1 to someone if I felt they're not totally sold on the plot itself. But fast forward to January 2023 and season 2 part 1 came out, and with that, sent by the gods themselves came a new animation and a different approach to the adaptation. And boy oh boy was it a step up, a glow up, a level up, whatever you want to call it, it was that and a little bit more. The perfect depiction of the changes is crystal clear right off the bat in a Jack the Ripper vs Hercules fight. The quality of the animation, the dynamic pacing, the details and intricacies in the London area, the backstories and how they're brought to the table all did the manga justice and kept the viewer involved better than all season 1 fights combined in my opinion. Also, Jack the Ripper as a character is no doubt top 3 of the show. They gave him so much room to express himself, his abilities, his motives, and clearly cared a lot about delivering a faithful adaptation of the manga. The liberties taken with his backstory all paid off as it made for a great story. They've truly made it special with this one. It translated almost as well in the following fight between Shiva and Raiden. In this fight, no trickery or anything, just a straight up grueling brawl. In season 1, a fight like this would have probably been an instant skip, and this amount of punching would have taken 6 episodes and 37 of those PowerPoint presentations we were just talking about. But this time, it was amazing. It never felt boring for a second. It really was as dynamic as should be for a fight like this. The characters were both made to feel insanely cool and forced you to kind of look at it neither as a god or human, but simply someone who wants to see a great fight. It wasn't so far off the manga, and it really felt like you've been through some at the end of it, which is exactly what I want to feel in an anime like this. The first part of season 2 was an insanely surprising redemption arc for the anime. It really was. Besides all the fighting I've gone over, the side stories, the Buddha versus God scene, etc. were all splendidly executed, and just like people love to say when animation is bad, it must be commended when it's great, or at least when there's true progress. I'm so relieved Netflix is really pushing it, and it shows in constant appearances in top 10's most watched across the globe, which means more people will discover this amazing story. And if enough people tell new viewers that they need to stick it out through season 1 for an amazing season 2, then millions of people will be blessed with an amazing time watching Record of Ragnarok. Also, the second part of season 2 is about to be hype, with the one and only Buddha on our side. He's an absolute rock star of a character and I find him hilarious. If you've read the manga, you know who else is gonna appear, but anime only, just brace yourselves because the plot twists are coming.